Got a KIZER here, and actually a little trickery because I have two KIZERs here. So we're going to do them both. It's a two for one. And this is a KIZER WAKULLA. Steve Jurgensen designs, S35VN titanium. So yeah, let's get this one out, and then we'll get that one out. So the boxes look really similar, and the reason is because man, these little pouches, these old school KIZER pouches, they're something else. I mean, I'd like to use those for a few things, but of course I got to keep them with the knife. So there's a WAKULLA, and there's another WAKULLA. Yeah, got two WAKULLA. So is that WAKULLAs or WAKULLI? But they're different. Let's see if I can get this out of here. So this one's got a drop point blade. Let's get rid of this. And this one, yeah, look at that. This one's got, would you call, is that a drop point or is that a spear? I mean, it looks kind of like a spear point blade. But they're the exact same knife, just different blade shape. Both of these are in S35VN steel. Should be right here. S35VN and then S35VN. So I did not buy these at the same time. I bought this one quite a while back, and it's just been sitting here on the bench waiting to get in the game. Oh wow, man, is that cool. And it's got like a bolster lock. It's a liner lock, but it's like a bolster lock. Small cutaway on this scale, so you can access that little piece right there of the liner, and it works so wonderfully. Yeah. And then it's almost like a reach over, that back flipper. They put it's on the top of the knife instead of back here. And so it's like a reach over, but just the way that all this is molded, and look at the micro jimping on that. I mean, just so smart, because it allows you to grab it and flick it. Look at all this jimping here and here. I mean, just everywhere you're grabbing on, there's jimping on this knife. Full titanium pocket clip. The pocket clip may be the Achilles heel to this. It's kind of odd. Very short, tight ramps. Yeah, just a ton of milling going on here. So I bought this one, and then this one made itself known to me, and so I thought, maybe I should get both. And so I took a run at it, and sure enough. And so now they're sitting here, and I thought, well, let's get them checked in, man. Yeah, very cool. So I may do cutaways here, because we don't need to watch me disassemble two knives. We can just do them. This one feels maybe a little heavier. Maybe it's a blade stock. Action is tuned really well on this one. Drop shut. Look at it. Ooh, so smooth. This one needs a little coaxing, but the blade feels lighter on this one. Yeah, very cool. Well, hey man, let's get in this one, and then I'll probably cut away and do that one, and we'll just keep up. Man, this thing is so nice. I mean, what a legit beauty of a piece. That doesn't seem to want to come free. Well, it does on this side. Yeah. A little bit of Loctite, maybe. It's definitely tight in there. Well, if that screw's coming out there, let's take these two, and we'll pop this scale from this side. I think I'm going to move these boxes, like so. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll work right here. Got that satin finish on these titanium scales. It's just beautiful, gorgeous. And comfy, feels good in the hand too. Big bearing. Look at the size of that bearing. So one of the things I want to know is, will it capture from the other side? And I can tell by looking at it, it will not capture from the other side. Well, hold on now. Why can't I put this? Nah, it won't. Yeah, that's the way it's got to go. So we'll be putting it back together opposite of the way that I like to do it. But showing some really fine milling. I don't think it's meant to be decorative, but it's showing really fine mill marks on the inside of that scale. And then I'm not sure if that's a racetrack washer or what that is. Yeah, it is. And then, so that means there should be another one of those. Yeah, it's attached to the bearing right here. Okay. Well, let's clean it up. I don't think there's a lot or anything really mysterious about what's going on in this knife. It is kind of an odd looking piece. You know, it's not the norm, you know, like G10 and carbon fiber, and even if it's full titanium, you know, they don't look like this. You know what I mean? But that's what attracted me to it. Just different. Beautiful spear blade. Wonderful. I mean, somebody's probably going to correct me and go, bro, it's a drop point. I don't know. Whatever. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm sure of it. Now, if I did this for a living, maybe I should know those things. But, yeah. Okay. Let's get these scales. I mean, I didn't really sense any reason to mess with the detent or any of that. Now, I'm going to put a drop of oil on the blade, on the track where this detent runs, but there's no reason in the world for me to change any of this. Simple design, metal insert. You see that it's locking up right at the very top on that outside corner, and that's where a knife is supposed to lock up. So I mean, it looks exactly the way it's supposed to look. It did have some oil in here, so I'll be honest, I don't really expect this action to be any different. I mean, I think it's going to run exactly the same. And this was the one that the blade felt a little light. And so I think it's going to continue to feel a little light. I don't think there's any way around it for me. Okay. mean, the only thing that maybe is in my favor is that the oil I use is pretty lightweight oil. I gotta find my little cap for this, man. I lost that cap months ago, and it's here somewhere. I mean, I didn't lose it out in the yard. I lost it here at this bench, but I need to find it, because what happens is that continues to flow, and then it rolls down onto that jar, and so then it makes a mess, and I get oil all over me. So I want to put a drop on this path right there. I mean, I feel like I kind of lucked out getting the two of these. I mean, hey, I've mentioned this recently that my collecting has changed, but I still collect. You know what I mean? And this one's on the list, man. You know, I eyeballed this model for a long time, and just could not get it at a price point that I could live with, that I felt was fair for this knife. I think that there's some of this model currently running. There it is. For $188. I mean, I'm a little ahead of the price and availability. They've been running for some time now on eBay for $188. And I've made offers for those pieces that were a fair piece less than that, and they refused to accept them. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong for doing that. I'm just stating a fact. But I was able to secure both of these pieces at pricing that I could live with. Let me check all these screws now. The pocket clip screws in from underneath, so if I was going to adjust it, I'd have to do it from underneath. Let me check that action. I feel like it's tighter than it was. I mean, it's definitely snappy, but it could be this right here. Let's see, which side's loose? This side. I mean, maybe that was tight. Better. Yeah, just shy of drop shot. Make sure I don't have any blade play. There's a tiny little bit in there. Just a little tiny rock. Action's still what it was, but yeah, that play's gone now. Man, is that nice. Alright, so now I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to pause. I'm going to do this one to this point. Okay, so everything came out exactly the same. The pivot, these two back screws came out exactly the same. I expect this scale to pop up and off of there now. Like so. And the bearing went flying, so I'm going to have to find it. It's right below me here. Yeah, so the only thing I gotta do is find this bearing, and then I'm gonna wipe everything down. But I mean, everything looks exactly the same. and it looks kind of oiled the same as well. And find this washer. I'm gonna clean everything up, and then we'll start to put it together. Okay, so just like the other one, this one was represented as in like new, never carried condition, and so far that's pretty much what I believe I'm finding here. I don't believe that I've found anything away from that at all. Am I doing this? No, that's right. I'm doing it right. It's just backwards. It's probably not backwards, it's that I'm backwards. Yeah, this blade, oof, tool steel, just gorgeous. Oop, I don't want that to lock. I want it over here with some tension. Okay. That's it. Pretty simple. I don't think that's down. There it is. I think that's tight, but that's okay for now. I just want to get it back together and then I'll adjust it. Okay. Oh, action's a little better on this one. Maybe it's just been run a few more 100 times or whatever, but wow, wonderful. All right, let's put the tools away, and then we'll wrap up on these knives. So, KIZER WAKULLA. And his and her knives, maybe. I mean, one for the missus and one for the mister. What's up? The ergonomics and the action are going to be similar enough that, I mean, let's run them. Let's talk about that action. I mean, it's pretty darn nice. That thumb stud, I mean, it does take a minute to get used to because you do got to get where you got to get on it. But man, that spot, it's just very snappy, wonderful. That reach over, simple. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a reach over, but it's really the back flipper. It's just on the top. Is this a front flipper here? I'm gonna say no. Well, it worked. Wow, did that come out of there aggressive. Yeah. I mean, wonderful action. Let's check this one real quick. This one's even smoother. You know what it is? The detent on this one's different. It's exactly what it is. A little lighter detent on this one. The lockup is 100% of the liner at 50%. The lockup on this one is 100% of the liner, maybe just slightly less. This one's got a heavier blade too, so that may be part of it. Let me try that back flipper. Yeah, it's wonderful. What about that front flipper on this one? Yeah. Oh man, is that thing good. Let's talk about ergonomics. So Unfortunately, there's no finger guard. So when we're talking about not so confident, confident, and very confident, this thing's going to come up shy of being confident, because if you're going forward with this and met resistance, let's say leather or thick denim or a seam, anything, that forward resistance could lead to the hand coming up over this blade and your hand becoming a casualty in that event. Wonderful jimping back here. It's not quite combat, it's kind of smoothed over, but it's wonderful. I mean, I can push through it, so it's not combat at all. Nice jimping here. Yeah, I mean, overall the knife's very comfortable in the hand. Very nice, comfortable grip. The pocket clip kind of disappears. It's a little high here. I mean, I feel it. This is a good grip. The reverse grip, I mean, it's got a good reverse grip. Nice cap with the thumb here. So this is a good solid grip. And of course it's going to be exactly the same for the other model, because there's no difference. This is exactly the same as that one. And the reverse grip is exactly the same. This one might fare better being poked. I mean, for obvious reasons, looking at it. Let's run the pocket clip on one and see what we think. Alright, let's try the thick stuff first. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, look at this profile. Man, it's wonderful. Very minimalistic and does totally masks what's in there. Like that little tiny clip, I mean, it looks like a paper clip. You know what I mean? Excellent tension, and then look what's underneath that clip. It's got excellent tension and retention in the thin stuff and the thick stuff. My spot in the back pocket. Yeah, that's a wonderful grip. I mean, I'm just going to check the tension on this one just to see if it's the same. I don't have any reason to think that it's not. Yeah. Wow. Very nice. Excellent. Alright, so the pocket clip's cool. What about safety? Can I get the blade? Yeah, no chance on the blade. The tip's kind of close, so I'll check the other one. But on this one, the clip, the tip, and then no incidental contact with the blade once it's in pocket. What about this one? Yeah, no safety, no tip. The tip's even better on this one. So the clip's good, the tip's good, and then no incidental blade contact. I wonder if they're sharp. Got a piece of paper right here. Let's check this one first. Oh yeah. Yep. And then this one. Yeah, I'd say this is the sharper of the two. Very quiet, very clean cut. Tall flat grind. 100% flat grind all the way to the top on this one. This one, it's about half of the blade. I mean, I'd almost say that that's a hollow ground, but I don't think so. I can check it though real quick just to be sure. Nah, it's a flat grind. Well, yeah, it's flat grind. Alrighty, price and availability. I don't know if there's any out there, but I'm going to check. They're kind of a unicorn, but like I said earlier, I did see a couple. I've been following them for a long time. They were like $188. So let me see what's rolling. I do not know of a website that carries these. Not Kizer, not White Mountain, not Blade HQ. eBay's the place. So let's see what's rolling. Okay, well, the two that I talked about, they are still listed on eBay, but they're two of these, $188 a piece. They're selling two of this version. There was some of these on there, but I don't see any anymore. So yeah, $188 can get you one of those. Anyways, the KIZER WAKULLA. I appreciate y'all watching, and more of these old school Kizers to come. I have been on a mission and I've got a bunch of them. So appreciate y'all watching.